Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're coming to you live from our warehouse. We're super busy here, but we're getting ready for the 2024 season, and our car design, we've been working on it pretty furiously, trying to get everything ironed out. We're going to take you through the whole process next. We're going to show you how we started, how we ended, talk about the sponsors along the way, even some new sponsors. Stay tuned. It's coming up next. Hi, I'm Billy Dietrich, sprint car mechanic and driver. I've been around racing my whole life, and it's pretty much all I know. We created this channel to share the good and the bad and everything in between. Our crew may not be the most experienced or professional, but we get it done and we have a good time doing it. We'll show you what it's really like racing weekly at some of the best tracks in central Pennsylvania. I'm also going to share some sprint car tutorials, mechanics, and parts, and whatever else I feel like. So like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And enjoy the ride. Yeah, boy. Alright, well, this is going to be the first design, as you can see right here. This is an old school throwback design. Zach kind of came up with this on his own. Of course, you can see the Racers New Used Parts Warehouse on the wing there. This is a car that my dad ran probably back in the early to mid 90s. It was a Miller Brothers car back then. And Zach threw this at me a while ago. He thought, hey, this looked pretty cool. It was one of his cars that he thought was cool watching my dad race. And I thought it was cool too, but it really wasn't what I had in mind just yet. So we kind of took this design and just put it to the side for now because it really wasn't what we were thinking. Just the colors and everything, but so we just kind of stopped on this design. I liked it, just wasn't feeling it. Well, Zach threw a different color scheme on this design, very similar to the last one we just showed you. We got the nasty Nate on the top wing. He's coming back again in 2024. We appreciate Nate. We all know Nate. We watch him on our YouTube channel. To the car itself, I like the design. This may be something we might, circle back to later. This might not be the last time you see this style design. But for 2024, we're just looking for something a little more different to pop. So we're just gonna keep searching. This design here. So at this point in time, Zach and I have kind of discussed a little bit about our thoughts moving forward. And Zach's an artist. He's got some stuff in mind, so he shoots me this design, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, ooh, this is different. This is different for Bill Dietrich Racing. And as you can see, we got the Rack Daddies on the front wing on there. We're moving them to the front wing this year in 2024. We appreciate Axel and the whole Rack Daddy gang. We hang out with them guys when we can, do some of their events, and have a good time with them. But the design itself, with the black and the blue. I'm kind of I like bright colors. So at this point in time, Zach's still thinking outside the box on his own, and I like it, but I don't like it to the point where I'm ready to commit just yet. All right, so this next design, it's an old school design. This is really kind of what I had in mind all along, and as you can see, it's got the old school number and the stripes and the checkers, and this was my design when I first started racing. This was kind of what I had in mind all along with the red frame and the white body. As you can see on there, we got the RJ's Bargain Outlet. He's coming back again in 2024. We appreciate Rick and everybody down there at the store and what they do for us. I like the old school design, but we may be just looking for a little more something. I don't even know what it is at this point in time. So I'm really pushing Zach to the limits with all these different designs. So we're going to keep working on it. All right, so I told Zach that the old school design was cool, but we needed a little more twist on it somehow, some way. And Heather kind of agreed we needed some different color on there. So he come up with the red, and we got a lot. It's a lot of red. And at this point in time, I'm like, well, it's probably going to be too much red. You're not gonna maybe you won't even see the number or the stuff on there. Kind of like Snellbecker's Electric. Ben's on there. He's coming back in for 2024. The logo's just kind of blended in on the red there. So this was an easy one for us to say, too much red, this one isn't going to work either. Oh, boy. Well, this is what happens when you have no direction and you just say, whatever. Just see what we come up with. But I'm only laughing because I think it's cool and it's kind of funny. Zach really put on his creative hat here with this design, as you can see, with the rainbows and the stripes and the whole conglomeration of stuff on there. It's a cool car. Nasty Nate he was into it. He liked it a lot. But it definitely wasn't speaking to me or Heather. But in all fairness, there isn't any car that's going to look like this on the track. So we decided that, we're just going to politely say no. We're not going to do this car. But this car was an easy no for obvious reasons. All right, so then next, Zach, obviously we said no to the rainbow. This was the next spin on that with the red, the white, and the blue. And it looks pretty good, but my fear was it would kind of look like a lot of other cars out there, maybe with the same kind of color scheme. We got drop of ink tattoo on the top wing. Frank's back with us again. He's with us for a long, long time. But the actual car and design itself, I'm just not sure that, it's going to look too much like a lot of other cars, so that's why we just decided that was a no also. Well, Zach came back with this design here. It's kind of a red, white, and blue design, and it's got the red number on there, and that's kind of a big deal for us, is to make sure the number is going to pop. So I like that. He went back to the original Zach style number with the square at 8. We got the Ronnie Orwig Fine Finishing on the top wing. They're coming back again this year in 2024. We appreciate them guys. But we asked Zach to maybe change this design up just a little bit. So we put some turquoise in the design and we changed the number to white and did some other subtle things there. But me and Heather were kind of like talking, like we just felt like maybe it was going to look similar to a lot of other cars with the way everything was kind of flowing back the side of the car and the wing and what have you. So we decided that probably wasn't going to work for us and crossed that one off too. Well, at this point, I told Zach that let's just kind of circle back, maybe go back to the original idea with the old school design, and let's kind of put a little twist on it, and which he did. He's got some stripes on there, and you got the checkers on there, and you got the checkers on the bottom of the wing, and then on the bottom of the kick panels, and man, I was just struggling at this point in time. I was almost like at my wit's end. But the sponsors look good on there. He's got the Big Hill Cider Works on the top wing. Troy and Ben are coming back this year for 2024. It'll be their second year on the car. Looks great. We had a lot of fun up there at their cider house. And then after we kind of like was unsure about this design, so well, Zach, maybe just like change the checkers a little bit or change the stripes. And he did that, and this is all on me because I'm bad at giving direction. I'm bad at my artistic side really doesn't exist. So as you can see, he kind of made a snake of a checkerboard across the top wing, and I'm taking most of the blame for this because I didn't have Heather involved with any of these designs, but it just wasn't working. But I do want to mention my buddy Josh Starr, Star Mechanical. He's on the car again this year. He's back. He's been with me for a long time. I appreciate Josh and his dad and everybody there that helps out on the car. But this design, being an old school design, I still kind of liked it, but we knew that it just wasn't what we were looking for. Well, at this point in time, after several weeks and several attempts by Zach and myself, I feel like I'm just like letting everybody down here. I'm putting Zach through all this work. He's trying to like accommodate all the things I'm asking for, and it's just not jiving at all. So I'm like, Heather, just take over. She's like also like kind of getting frustrated because we need to get this stuff done. So at this point in time, I'm like, Heather, why don't you just call Zach and just talk to him. Tell him what you're thinking because obviously I'm not getting the job done. So she does. She calls Zach and makes one phone call. One phone call is all it takes. And, boom, they come up with this design. It looks great. It looks awesome. We wanted to put some yellow on the car and some red. and it just really pops. It stands out. I don't think there's going to be another car that's going to look even close to this on the track. And I feel like between the two of them, they really knocked it out of the park. There's some other subtle differences there. One of the cars that I never even thought of, but it looks awesome, and I'm super excited for it. Well, now that you can see the car, let's just talk about the actual design for a second here. Obviously, the yellow is going back the side of the wing and the hood and on the nose wing, which really, really stands out. Of course, we got the red frame, so we had to come up with something that went well with the red frame. And, why not yellow, right? And then we got the black and the white. You can also see that there are some, I'm going to call, faded checkers or ghost checkers on the bottom of the wing, on the kick panel, which I thought that was a super great idea. And, just all the colors in general go together great. The red number on the tail tank stands out. And, of course, we got the Nasty Nate logo. We changed it up a little bit this year, so that really, really pops, along with everybody else's. So, I think the car looks great. All the feedback so far has been awesome. Heather likes it. I like it. We're sure you're going to like it, too. Well, now that you saw the new car design and how everything looks, I'm sure you noticed we got some new sponsors on the car. We're going to start off with Sharp Farms on the top wing. We appreciate them coming on board. He's friends with my son, Seth. That was kind of the connection there. They've been involved in racing before, but we're glad to have them on our team this year. Appreciate what they're doing for us. Then on the front wing, we got Magoo's Motorsickles out of New Jersey. He reached out to me after one of our live videos. Coming on board, we appreciate him really stepping up for us this year, filling that spot on the front wing. The logo looks cool on there too. I really like that logo on the front wing. It just fits perfect. And then on the side of the car, we got Hornbaker's Landscaping. They're out of Chambersburg, and we appreciate them coming on. They've been involved in some other forms of racing. This is their first adventure into sprint car racing, and we appreciate all these new sponsors coming on board this year with us, and we look forward to doing good for them this year. Well, I appreciate everybody tuned into this video, but stay tuned for the next video. We're doing something way different this time. Heather actually went through the whole process with Zach while he was here, wrapping the car. So you're going to want to stay tuned and watch that video. Something kind of behind the scenes, take you through step by step the whole process. So watch that video. It's coming up next. I appreciate everybody tuning in for this video. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think about our design or any of the designs that you saw today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you on the next video.